Okay, boys, welcome to the we're the Broadcast Braddahs, Joe Noholova and myself, Justin Faisongo, and we're looking forward to have you guys on. And Joel is really excited. First time I met you guys tonight, and really excited to hear your stories and about with big weekend coming up with Catalina, and the conversation just kind of flows from there. We just roll into whatever, and so first off, tell me you guys' names and where you guys are from.
Kealaka'i Hussey from Oahu.
Where in Oahu?
I'm from Kaneohe originally, but I live in Hawaii now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And paddling for Outrigger.
Outrigger.
Right on. Okay.
I think you're an OG.
I am the OG in this crew for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long?
I've been paddling since 2007.
Okay.
37 years old. That makes me by far the oldest paddler.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think by far.
By far. 33
Is Outrigger the only club you
It's the only club I've paddled for. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Rare.
It is rare to stick with one club.
Yeah.
Actually, Harrison was just talking about that with me.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man. I don't know. I just stuck with one club, and this is it.
Yeah.
I admire that. I'm the opposite.
Go ahead, George. Come in and introduce yourself.
I'm George Wilson. I born and raised in Waimanalo, Oahu, Hawaii. Started paddling in Waimanalo, for Waimanalo. Hopped over to Huinalu for a bit. Went to surf club for a bit.
Jesus.
Went back to Huinalu for a bit. Now I'm at Outrigger.
Well, and then / Oceania too, right?
No,
Right.
yeah, Oceania.
Free agent
Actually,
a couple years there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oceania is probably, as far as elite paddling goes, I think that's what I'm known for and
That
quote unquote known for.
Elite paddling?
Yeah, I don't know. Not elite, sorry. Everyone else in my crew was elite.
I'm just joking. Yeah, it's funny.
wait, so since 2007, Outrigger. Hey, you know the kind then? Uluvehi. Kealaka'i.
Yeah, really well. I've done maybe 3 or
awesome.
4 channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
How do you guys know each other?
I know him from Na'opio when we were little kids, or
Are you guys the
like
same age?
teenagers. He's a little younger than me, but we used to do. I remember like JV high school sprints.
Maui Canberra?
Maui Canberra.
Maui Canberra.
Oh man, that guy's good
Blaine
fun.
Fujita? No, not
I
Blaine.
know. But there's a couple of the Kealaka'i kids too.
Yeah.
Their names are escaping me, but yeah, I remember especially Maui and Uluvehi and I. We used to go at it in the sprints, like JV varsity years.
I heard he used to be really good in the one man.
He's strong. Yeah,
He's strong. He's a gorilla.
Yeah. Long,
And he looks like a gorilla too.
yeah, long limbs.
Long limbs.
Big. Yeah.
Strong dude.
Yeah. Right on.
He's great.
Yeah. And then I don't think I met Bobby Pratt, but he was with them back
He's
then.
a Kealaka'i guy.
He's OG.
Okay. But wasn't he? Was he Outrigger back then too?
No.
No.
He's
Okay.
kind of new to Outrigger. Semi.
Okay.
It's like maybe his fourth-
Dad, right? I think was Billy Outrigger back in the day. Maybe. Am I here?
No, I don't think they have any relation. But
Okay.
it's a big.
Okay.
I mean, we do like to.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Yeah. No, he's actually from Kaneohe. So
Okay.
he's like a Kaneohe Castle grad, Kealaka'i growing up his whole life, and then he
Okay.
went to Kailua after, and then Lanikai, and then made his way over to Ko'olaus and came to Outrigger after that. After Lanikai, does that sound right?
yeah after Lanikai.
Did I miss any step?
No.
So Kealaka'i, did you go to Castle as well?
I went Marino.
You went Marino.
I went
Okay.
Marino. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Private school.
What about you?
Campbell.
Campbell?
Yeah.
What year?
06.
06. Did you play basketball or volleyball?
No, football. Football and track and.
I don't want to get hit, bro.
I'm trying to think if
It's a
if I
big
knew
it's a
any
big table. You don't gotta worry about that.
basketball players. But did you played at Marino basketball?
I played basketball and volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so wait, so 07. So that means you started paddling after high school then?
After,
If my math is correct.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
did. I graduated high school in 2004. I
Okay.
went to play junior college volleyball at Irvine Valley.
Okay.
in right down the road.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Okay.
And then I came home, finished school,
Right on.
and
then got into paddling.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what got you into paddling?
I had like
After all the sports you play,
I just wanted to stay competitive. I had a good group of friends, and then we all did sports our whole life, and we're all like between the ages of 20 and 23, and there was like 6 of us. So we're like, oh, let's just do novice B paddling at Outrigger.
Right.
So we joined, and we had Stu Kawakami as our coach. Do you guys know Stu Kawakami? Evan Rhodes. I don't know.
I know the names. I just don't know them. Yeah.
But they just made paddling super fun. They're like, just paddle hard and we play hard after.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
This is the best thing in the world.
Kealaka'i, you don't need to lie. You started paddling because it's a drinking sport.
That is true too.
Hey.
True. I'm right there with you. Yeah. We're the same.
Yeah.
We're the same.
Yeah. This is hopefully you don't look like this 6 more years from now. Because, bro, when you walked in the door, I was like, "Oh, bro, a young brother, like you must be living a good life."
No,
you look good, bro.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, this is the first time we met you today. I think I heard you say you're also a family man too. So you have kids.
2 kids.
Okay.
I got a 7 and a 4-year-old.
Oh.
Actually, my son, my littlest one, turns 4 on Monday.
Nice.
9/11. So
Okay.
Awesome.
and he knows something. Hey George, I gotta like right after the race, I gotta go take an Uber back to LAX.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
take
Get out of here.
the
Yeah.
6 p.m. flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's part of the motivation then after the race, get back for the.
Just get back.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
get
Right
back.
on.
Just get back to home. Yeah.
Not,
So,
not if I can help it.
You married or
Married. Yeah. Married.
so the wife's good with you traveling and paddling?
She is the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, he's
always
been at
try-
Outrigger since 07.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I run a kind of recreational club, Castaways Outrigger, right next to Newport Outrigger, down here by the PCH Bridge. Right, you guys wouldn't practice today. You went right by us. Anyways, I started that club because I just didn't have the time commitment. I was coaching Newport Outrigger at the time, for a number of years. And I just didn't have the time to go 4 days a week and run crews and manage 70 or 80 people and do all that stuff. So I started this small group, and we're under this big tree, and we just, we go down there, paddle, take the family and the kids, and then barbecue afterwards, and it's great. But it's like it's tough to balance it all out, and make it beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
So my wife Julie, got her paddling, got her a V1. She was like, can't do it, so now she's on OC1 and learning that. So
So you went straight from, like, you didn't even do OC1 to V1. You went V1.
Yeah, I wanted to try and get her V1 right away just to see, because like sometimes V1, some people pick it up right away, and they can just get efficient at it and get good with it.
Right.
But it's really, so I had I get Joe's a trainer by trade, right? So professional trainer in athletic trainer. So I said, hey Joe, to give her some lessons to see how she does. We did like 6, 7, 8 lessons.
Yeah.
And she did okay, but it was to the point where it wasn't fun for her on the V1. It was tough for her to, paddle steer and learn all that stuff. And, like I said, some people can figure out the anticipation of the canoe and some people cannot. So I said, you know what, I'm going to sell that one and just get an OC1. And so now she's got a Kahele and it's all good.
It's not a Kamano boat?
Let's not go down any rabbit holes. Yeah.
Oh no, we're going down rabbit holes later because I want to know about Kamanu. I think Kamanu's.
I heard that No Eel is pretty good.
That's what I hear too.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay, all right, we'll get there.
That's the perfect segue to
Yeah.
our other brother, George.
Yeah.
Yeah, George, tell us about
Well,
how'd you get started paddling?
Oh God. I don't know. I started when I was 13. Wamanalo Canoe Club, kind of like super backyard, my family. It's not a very well-known club. It's kind of low-key, humble beginnings, really there for the culture and not for the, competitiveness. And then
Well, Waimanalo is a very locals area
100%.
anyways, yeah. Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, and then anyway, moved on. I think when I was 16, I wanted more competitiveness, and my coaches understood hopped over to Huinalu, big club, 500 something members,
Yeah.
fighting for seats now. And then I don't even know how I ended up here. I think during like every podcast that I've been on, which is one, by the way.
I was gonna say, like,
all one of them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you, Kel, and Will.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I think competitive paddling, I hate building this guy's ego, but I love the guy. Kai Chong. Everyone knows Kai Chong.
Mm-hmm.
Kai Chong was my high school coach.
I totally
Oh, wow.
thought you were going to say a different name.
No. Kai Chong. Kai Chong coached me in high school all 4 years. Probably if it wasn't for him, I would have quit paddling a while ago. But he was, I mean, we're close in age, so I think he was 21 when he was coaching us. So it was more of like role model relationship rather than coach paddler. And he's obviously, one of the best employees.
Well accomplished, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he got me into competitive paddling, and then I got into coaching after that, and after high school at least, and then now I'm wherever the heck I am.
Riding the tide.
Yeah.
So you're like little over 30, right?
I am not over 30 yet.
Not even,
Give me- give
okay,
me
sorry to I
2
didn't,
more years,
I didn't
bro.
mean to age you there. Okay, so oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
So when you were 13, what year was that? When you first started paddling, do you remember?
2007, 8?
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, we started at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're way better though.
I don't know how to steer a canoe.
You know what's funny about that year? That was the
V1,
year I
V1.
moved to California. Like right out of high school, 07. I was in the Coast Guard and it was paddling with San Francisco Outrigger up north.
Yeah, so you're from Hawaii, but you moved to the mainland.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, right, like shortly after high school. So I did the Coast Guard up there, was based there, and then I was there for like 13 years.
Oh, that's cool.
So I just moved with my now wife to Southern California in 2019. So,
right on.
That's where Joe learned how to paddle slop.
yeah,
The Bay
and
Area.
cold.
Sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy
You
wind
have like
chop.
a one-man race over there?
Yeah, there used to be a more established like one-man series. It was,
Oh, really?
it used to be competitive, small kind, but and then it just kind of, over the years, I don't know, but yeah, there's canoe clubs, and a lot of them will come down for Catalina this weekend, and that's kind of like our Kaiwi channel, right?
I guess it's everybody's cave.
It's everyone's Kaiwi channel. I mean, when we used to do the channel, San Francisco Outrigger. So, in fact, 2000, that was my first channel crossing. Was it? Damn, I was 19. So,
That's epic.
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a great experience. But speaking of Catalina, so you guys are obviously in town for Catalina race, right?
Well, I came for vacation. But
Yeah. Okay.
I'll do the race if I have
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
Right. Got jumped in. We need somebody. George, come on.
Well, it's Outrigger over the years, historically, comes to Catalina, right?
And they win.
Smash.
I think
yeah.
though this is the first time since I think I was on the last Catalina crew that came from Outrigger, and that was
Okay.
in 2011.
Ah,
And
okay.
we finished third to Live Strong
Yeah.
with
Jimmy
our
Arson
now
was-
teammate Nate Loyola.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
Jimmy
He
came the
was-
year before.
Oh,
Jimmy
okay.
came 2 years before.
Okay.
They won.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jimmy
All right,
won 2
yeah.
years before, and then it was the year that we finished third.
Oh, that was a year. Was that you guys was on a spec canoe?
Yeah,
Glass
we
So
were on
canoe?
that-
spec. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
and then
11,
and then
and 11 was only spec canoes.
no, but I think
Yeah.
didn't NAC and Lanakila went. They had 3
Yes,
unlimiteds, right?
went
They went rogue, right?
Yes.
And they
oh man,
disqualified themselves.
Well, they DQ'd
no, but they
themselves,
went.
yeah.
They didn't
so
have a
fast,
class
though.
yet.
They
Yeah.
went so
Right.
fast.
Yeah.
I remember looking at them and like,
Yeah, that was
how
a
come we're not on these boats?
that
Yeah.
was a
12. I think 12 was the first unlimited
Yeah.
class.
Like a real division.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was only 4 or 5 of them. That was
totally,
it.
yeah. And that 2011 year, that was a pivotal year, right? That was because that was also too Paeono
Yep.
started right that
Yep.
year. I want to say,
And
and
Livestrong did really well there too.
Yeah. yeah, man, it's crazy how long ago that feels. But
It's like 13. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
yeah, it feels a long time ago. But how I remember just everyone was just trying different things and just how like everyone had crazy theories, right? Like on design, like they all looked different. It kind of reminds me of like how OC1's one-man canoes was like back in like 02, 04. Like
Right.
you had like a Vantage and a Hurricane, right? All the canoes just look so different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, you're still seeing like progression of
Yeah.
design.
All the time.
Yeah.
Do you remember the unlimited boat that Lanakila used?
It would have been
Yeah.
404.
We still have it.
It
I
was
think.
404. Yeah, it
404,
was
yeah.
404.
yeah, that's a pure
Yeah, it's a
canoe.
pure-
It was like Danny
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Will
Mm-hmm.
and just like a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
They were animals.
Yep.
They were great.
Yep.
It's crazy. So I think they had 2. So I think we still have 405, which is basically
Yeah.
the same model.
Yeah, the bottom, the hull,
Yeah.
I think is the same.
Yeah, and-
the deck's different.
Did Johnny make those?
No,
No, it was this
Odie.
guy. Yeah.
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 in Big Island.
Yep.
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 He made them, and then he made the ones for the Olomou, which was in when
Yes.
when was the Olomou? 13?
2012, 12 and 13.
And then a bunch
I think.
of those canoes ended up over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were just talking about this, but do you remember Carell Senior made
The
a
M2.
boat?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Comet.
he did
The
unlimited.
the
Golden-
golden gun.
Oh yeah, golden gun.
And we were just
Golden
talking about that. Like that was.
Is that the one that looked like a Mirage, but it had a?
It-
had-
it
Yeah,
wasn't,
it was
right?
like 2,
It was like
3,
black
4,
too, right?
and
2, 3, 4,
That's
5
right,
was
was
in the middle of
between
the
the
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
right.
you're right though. Like that was like
Yeah, everyone had their own. Yeah, it
thinking
was,
outside the box.
Yeah.
it
Everyone
was like
trying to,
what a
Well,
time,
then,
right?
Sonny,
That was
Sonny Bradley had that Ultra Lightning, which was a
Yeah.
Bradley with the it had the full. It looked,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
kind of a blend, huh?
yeah, it was a trip.
Yep.
It was like
It was
Yep.
such a.
it was so
interesting
cool.
time.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lot of Frankenstein canoes, right?
you
Kamanu
had
had the
the-
Kawai Nui.
Kapa, Kawai Nui.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think in those times when we had Olomouc, we had I think they had progressed into like Nana Hope and Nana Mu.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And then Johnny and Sam had built the original 88 at NAC.
Okay.
And that's the one Newport had, or I'm sorry, NAC had, which was white with the red and blue stripes on it.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the original. That was like one of the first ones they built.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when 404 was there, and NAC had 88, the original 88.
What's interesting, right? The story back then was like the
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was Johnny and Sam that built that canoe.
okay. What was interesting was it was almost like the Olomouc race was like the test, right? Like
Everybody just make a canoe.
everybody make a canoe, just throw them together, like
kinda what it felt like, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like whoever could survive it was like that's the canoe, right? And back then, you know, all of Kamanu's canoes was
Yeah.
just didn't show use it 1 year or two or something like that, or
Show.
I know they hopped on it or something like that.
And they definitely used it in the Kona race 1 year.
okay,
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that may have been the first time they
Yeah.
in a Hawaiian unlimited boat.
okay.
Is
It,
it-
it was such a short-lived like story. Like it was kind of like
I-
just a short movie, you know. Like that's it. Like
I feel
Well, it
like
was a big jump in innovation.
yeah,
And then someone went with like a specific ridgeback worked,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden it just kind of jumped from there too. You know.
I feel like Unlimiteds back then was like ahead of its time. Like
Yeah.
it was
yeah.
almost too soon of innovation.
I see.
And, like,
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody was sorry.
No, because like the die off after that was like
Right.
massive.
Right.
And it went right back to
Yeah.
Well, none of the racing organizations would even look at
I was
them as a
just gonna
class.
say that, yeah,
They're
the-
just like, no, we want nothing to do with that.
That was one
That
thing
was
I
when
wanted.
Live Strong had that black boat with the reverse, had the reverse cut on the bow.
And the round yakkles,
Yeah.
right? It was
And
like,
they had
oh.
like the overall thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
suspenders.
Kind of like a canvas.
They look like the kind of crap
Oh, yeah,
fishermen,
yeah,
bro, going
right.
across Alaska, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. That Olomouc brought out a lot of
Yes.
different things.
But yeah, it was such an interesting time. It was like Olomouc, like just the concept of it. What was it, $50,000?
Yeah, there's
Prize
money.
purse. There's money.
There was money in it. Yeah.
Good money.
I'm like bummed that didn't get some legs and keep continuing because, bro, I mean, like even the you know Tahitians they'll show up for money at any race.
Yeah, and they weren't back then,
No.
right?
Yeah.
It
I
was
think-
just a
404 won. Either the first or the second year though. They won like that last.
Well,
leg.
was it that year? It was T-Mobile or not T-Mobile, but
yeah,
it was
404 Simple Mobile.
Simple Mobile.
But they won.
yeah,
Didn't they
Simple
win like
Mobile.
the biggest leg from like Molokai?
I think
to
it-
Oahu?
Well, they sunk the boat.
Yeah,
in the
the
third
thing,
leg. Because the conditions were so bad, you know.
Yeah, it was something
Yeah.
like, I remember there was a YouTube video. It was a really good, it was like a 20-minute long, almost like a docu-series, but they did, so that was a year, I think the Pailolo was like flat. And I think they won that leg, which was like a huge surprise.
Right.
And then when they got to Molokai, the next day they were supposed to cross the channel, but a storm came through, and then so they had to like push it back another day. And then the next day the channel was just all time
Pumping.
like just whole. If when you guys go home, pull up that YouTube clip, bro. Some of the waves on
They're
that video was just
monsters.
monsters.
Bigger than this house.
Yeah. And I guess they said that Josh was steering them. Somebody broke like 4 paddles or something
Yeah.
like that.
Almost.
And then they're can't think of the word. On the one man that drains the water. What?
Oh, the
Venturi.
Venturi. They had a Venturi system.
Yeah.
And I think
God,
that
busted up.
kind of failed.
Yeah.
And then so
Sunk the boat.
they kind of, I think they ended up finishing like, I don't know, 4th or something. I don't even know, but they barely finished.
And just for the record,
I don't know. But
Shell has Venturi and they're Montahina, they're the only one, so I'm just kidding. Yeah. Sorry.
because the
I
canoe,
saw
so
it.
the
I already
canoe,
saw
the
it.
canoe is
Yeah.
actually at his.
It's
It's
down at
been
the
there,
parking
but
lot,
sitting,
yeah.
just staring at him all week long.
They flew a canoe in from Tahiti
Just for the
a week and a half ago, yeah, and it's been sitting down there, and
Yeah.
it's got a Venturi in 4, which when I originally
Well, we have
ordered,
pumps, so what's the difference?
Yeah, we have auto
pumps
pumps.
are heavier.
well, the problem is the Venturi. If you kick it the wrong way and it bends the bracket, the bugger won't seal back up.
So Justin, are you saying you kicked it the wrong way?
No,
while
I ain't
sitting in
touched
the-
nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Thank you for doing.
Yeah. But the problem is here too. Like when we started ordering Montahinas here, we have a ton of silt in our water. You know, like sand,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
weird
yeah.
dirt.
So
Because
it
we
gets
have
stuck.
Things
doo-doo
don't
sand
seal
over
back
there.
up
It's like
right.
dirt
Yeah.
sand.
Yeah, they don't seal up right. You got tons of weeds in the water, you know, seaweed and stuff. And you try and close one of those things, and you got a little bit of weed in there, they just
Yeah.
won't shut, you know.
Yeah.
So they become problematic. That's why we never ordered them with Venturis.
Yeah.
Well, I think the sad part is that even if it is problematic for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, their chances of winning are still.
Well, we were laughing about it
Pretty
because
high.
the canoe it's a 2-piece canoe, so the tail's bolted on.
Yeah.
So we laughed like, what, bro? If the fucking tail comes off the canoe, they're still gonna fucking win with about 12 feet of their canoe, you know? Maybe.
Oh man. Well, okay. So speaking of, pushing the designs and unlimited canoes and Venturi systems, Kamea, let's talk about Kamanu Composites. Your journey there. When did you start working there?
Oh God. I started working there in 2017, I think.
Okay.
I think I'm 7 years in, or ish.
7
Okay.
years?
Ish.
Yeah.
Heavy on the ish. I
Yeah.
think it's 17. February 17, I think.
Does young Miles still work there?
No. Young Miles now does commercial real estate.
Oh, that's what they went to school for.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Orr, yeah.
Young Miles.
Young Miles.
Miles.
Young Miles.
The kid.
Yeah.
Miles the kid.
Tell
young
him
kid.
his nickname.
So Micah goes, oh, we're talking about Miles and the first Kealaka'i Hussey series he was racing in. He was like surprisingly fast. we knew he was fast, but it's like you just don't really know. In his first year in conditions like that, he was just out there, in front. And Micah goes, "Hey, bro, you know that guy? He's like fucking plastic bag." And I go, "What are you talking about, plastic bag?" He goes, when it's floating in the air and you go to grab it, but it goes and flies away from your hand, He's like that. He's like that in the surf. He just moves ahead of you. You just right when you think you got him, he just,
It's a great description.
Yeah, that's really good. That was him in the solo this past year. Anyone see his results?
Yeah,
The guy,
watching all of it.
Don't want to build that guy's ego either. But,
Right.
Let's fill it up.
He did pretty all right.
Yeah. Let's inflate that ego. He's the greatest paddler
Ever.
No, he's great. He's really good.
Yeah, I try to. This morning we had Kala, and I tried to build him up. I go, bro, your finish at the gorge was ridiculous behind four
that guy
top Tahitians.
Yeah.
And he's in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm like, can you expand or no?
That's the best attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
Those are definitely. Justin and I spoke about this all year long. It was like those two kind of stood out. Like as far as like breakout years, it was like whoa. They kind of hinted at it last year, and then this year was like, wow, what a big jump.
Yep.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, okay, so 2017 Kamano Composites. So back then, the Poyo X was the canoe.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I think that was the latest model back then. 17 Quail X. I started. I didn't know shit about building canoes. That's for sure. I worked well. My family owns a construction company, so I grew up working there. Was never really like happy with it. Not really my passion, obviously. So I quit. Dad wasn't happy about that. But anyway, quit. Worked at Kamanu. Didn't know anything.
What motivated you to step through those doors?
I like paddling.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
So you just wanted to be connected to something in the business world of.
yeah. I knew I loved paddling.
Yeah.
I knew I loved paddling, and I'm like, all right, well, and I knew I didn't like construction.
Right.
Yeah.
And that
So you
was
love being on the water, and you want to see what the other side of the canoe paddling world is like, which is manufacturer sales and
So,
product.
Started from the bottom over there, worked my way up to the top, I guess. I don't think I can get any higher without taking over Kazel's life completely, but
That's awesome.
I don't think you would mind.
I don't want to take over Kazel's life, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think you'd be okay with that.
But yeah.
All right.
Right on. So you're happy there?
Yeah. I'm
Right
happy
on.
there.
Okay. So what's the future hold for Kamanu? Like, what's the next step?
We're just trying to pump out Noyos as much as we can.
Yeah, they're beautiful canoes.
Yeah, we're trying to. I mean, the last year and a half. When did we come out with it? Last July, I want to say.
Yeah.
Something of the sort.
Yeah.
That's been just streamlining the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally different process. We got an autoclave now, which is a whole nother
Game
Changes
changer.
the game.
changer, but
Yeah.
also like
More problems.
big learning curve.
Yeah.
Because we had
Yeah.
certain problems before, and now this is totally different set of problems that we're trying to figure out.
How about it's funny because whenever I hear Kamanu, anything about Kamanu, I hear issues with distribution. So shipping, even to the United States, anything shipping overseas is not easy. But how you guys work on tackling that, and you guys have plans for that, or?
I don't know. I think just in general, exporting out of Hawaii is hard.
Yes. Yeah.
And obviously we can't keep up with the rate of China or anything. So, I don't know. We don't have the reach that China does. We can't go just send a container.
Well, China has, Ozone has such a product mix, right? They got two major brands, plus they're still making the old canoes that were around for a long time, and they're able to fill containers with 6-mans and 1-mans and whatever. Now V1s, they can just multi-pack to a market and just send it.
Right, totally.
It's a little different.
Yeah, they have the resources to do that.
They have the volume.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Where we definitely struggle with that.
Yep.
Like it's hard. It's hard to find people who want to build canoes in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But we're surviving.
Yeah. Right on.
Always surviving.
Yeah. And then, so we were just talking about unlimited canoes. Is that still?
I think it's on our
in
back
production,
burner.
or-
We have half a mold made.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of put it on the back when we came out of the Noyo. Our biggest goal is like figure out how to double production in Noyos, because that's really our bread and butter.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we have sort of. We now make 6 boats a week. So usually before we were doing 5 a week, but now we do 3 days a week. We make two on those 3 days.
Okay.
So 6 a week now. But
Right.
I think we have the capabilities to do like 10.
What
Yeah.
about the remember the Koloa?
Oh, Kola, yeah.
Yeah, that there was a. You remember that? There
It was a spec boat.
canoe right before
Yeah.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a little project we did
Yeah.
last minute.
Oh, I
Is
might have
that-
seen it on social media.
Yeah.
Is it
Didn't you-
is it a collector's item now? What's the story there?
I think it's on Kauai now. I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
Luke has
Is it in Koloa? Just kidding.
It might be. I don't know.
All right.
We shipped it out there for, I think Luke
This is a
wanted it for
good
something.
looking because
Oh,
Leeward
beautiful
Kai
canoe,
use
I
it
think,
right
yeah.
in
Yeah,
Kona.
they
there?
liked it.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
like the only team to really use it. Actually,
Okay.
we haven't given it out to a bunch of
Okay.
people. I don't think it was something. I mean, mainly because it's not something we can feasibly mass
Yeah.
produce
Yeah.
currently.
Okay.
So I think that's hard for us. Is like we understand like everyone wants certain products, but
Right.
our capacity to keep up with the demand for all of those. is-
Yeah.
Do you feel if the race association starts to loosen up on those,
Yeah,
open up?
took it.
I know. I don't want to open up that. but
you're going there.
I am.
Yeah, it was the
you feel like-
I'm glad it's you though.
Yeah. Do you feel like the race association, if they were to, kind of let go a little bit of the, their mindset on traditional and this and that and all this other stuff,
Oh my god.
if they were to open it up, would it change what Kamanu does and how they focus on what they build?
As with any business, I think it just depends on demand and if we can keep up with that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
It's a tough
it's hard.
stuff.
Well, okay, so
I will say though,
Yeah.
as far as associations go,
yeah.
opening up spec. I mean, the main association in Hawaii is Okra.
Yep.
Right.
And if you look at their mission statement, it's
You named them. I didn't.
It's very specific.
yeah, no,
Of course, they're very
but-
specific. Yeah. of
Right,
course they
right,
are, yeah.
and in their defense, I had this conversation with Johnny this
Oh,
morning,
wow.
which is
Okay,
like
okay.
the
Oh,
funniest
really?
ever. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, let's hear it. What is
Well,
the mission
Their
statement?
their mission is to perpetuate and keep traditional canoes. Like
Sounds like
that's
that.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's
which
all
is
right.
why there isn't a lot of room for unlimited canoes.
No. Put
Okay.
the mic close to your mouth.
Yeah.
I can hear you talk
Sounds
about
like
it.
Okay.
hamburger.
That's,
Well,
okay.
I see the need for both. I'm not arguing against it. What I'm saying is that I feel like if given the options, paddlers by majority are going to take the faster craft. They're just going to do it because it's more fun to go. It's more fun,
It's always more fun to go fast.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I appreciate a good spec boat or a Bradley. I've been in plenty of fast canoes, heavy canoes, but and the ones that are fast, those canoes have a certain mana to them, and they're always fast, and they're great canoes. But I've been in some horrible Bradleys, bro. I just couldn't wait to get out of them, and then maybe you never want to paddle again. It's
Yeah.
like, but I don't know. I don't know. What was pushed here with Scora and the unlimited stuff back in 12 and 13 and 14
yeah.
has changed the way, now Catalina is 100% unlimited. So there's no spec
That is
or Bradleys.
amazing.
So
That's it. Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask you
And they're
guys.
just
So,
cutting them out. Yeah.
so Justin was talking about you have to wear your business hat, right? Like, hey, like how is if unlimited canoes, like that's gonna affect the work side of things, but from a personal preference for both of you guys, the question like
Hot seat.
No.
I'm not afraid to say it. I think unlimited canoes are great in flat water, which is why it works for California. But me, and I think I might be the only steersman with this opinion. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there, but I know there are definitely people who swing the other way. I love surfing a spec boat.
Yeah.
There's nothing like steering a spec boat downwind, like big downwind.
yeah.
Like sometimes unlimiteds get a little hard.
That boat carries.
Weight carries.
What about a Matahina?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a lot of experience.
I was
with
just going to
either.
ask that because
Like,
that's what they pride themselves on.
I haven't steered it, but stroking it, and just it's got like mirage tendencies. It feels like, oh wow, okay, she slides.
Yeah,
like
it gets loose. It gets loose.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you're talking about steering. I've steered more a glass, Mirage.
Yeah.
Like I love steering a Mirage, man. Like she holds a
And they
line,
move,
and
yeah.
when you gotta
Yeah.
maneuver, she can. So as Hawaii outrigger paddlers, when you guys come to Catalina, right, in knowing that, hey, like, okay, we're gonna hop in a unlimited. Like what's the feeling there? Are you guys excited? Like is it one? I mean, you said it's just vacation, so I think this is more
Right.
of a Kealaka'i.
Yeah, Kealaka'i could tell us.
I think I can speak for a lot of Hawaii paddlers when we say like it doesn't matter what you paddle in. It's just you want to be competitive.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's all it is. You just want to be.
Yeah.
So if the field is all unlimited, then it's just a matter of picking.
That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
Right.
figure it out.
Right.
That's funny because when the V1s was kind of taking off, right?
Yeah.
Here, Nico, people were like, hey, how come you don't paddle V1? I was like, first of all, I don't have a V1. I mean, I can if that's what we got out of Kaing. If I'm gonna just, but we've been chasing Danny for years, right? And Danny's on a ruddered canoe. So
Yeah.
for me, that's kind of all I knew. Growing up paddling in Hawaii, growing up, it was kind
You want to
of
be competitive.
you just want to be competitive,
Yeah.
and you kind of choose you self-select, right? And there's nothing.
I mean, they're
It doesn't have to
totally
be binary,
They're totally
you know?
different sports too. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think of like OC1 or V1 as the same thing. I don't
Yeah.
think of unlimited
Yep.
or spec as the same.
They're
thing.
not. Yeah.
No.
I think you're doing two completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's racing like and like, right? So
Yeah.
there's no comparison racing unlimited compared to Bradley's or specs and the times and stuff like that. There's just no measuring it out. But like I said, I'm kind of asking the question because I know there's a whole bunch of Malolos sitting on Sand Island, and I know that there's a big push to try and do something alternative to what Okra's doing, and I just wonder how that's going to impact the clubs out there. A lot of clubs in towns don't have that kind of money, because I know how it is. I mean, I ran Newport Outrigger for a lot of years, and we had to figure out how to generate enough money to buy our first unlimited. Then we replicated that a couple times to buy a couple more just to be in the mix, because at the time the unlimited there was only 4 clubs that had unlimiteds. They had multiple limiteds. They would sometimes let us borrow unlimiteds, but there was not a big enough class. And then so we figure out how to do it, and it's just one of those things where we were forced to grow into it and kind of wrap our arms around it and just embrace it. But I feel like Hawaii is just gonna have to do that at some point in time, somewhere. I mean, we don't regatta here, so we don't, for spec boats and Bradleys, like we don't buoy turn,
Right.
and that's the difference. I think you guys have such a big season around that.
Right. And that's what I was talking to Johnny about this morning was like, I'm all for like keeping regatta season traditional. Keep the koa there.
Yeah.
It is special to race in a koa. That feeling is like no other.
There was really good footage, good content this year.
Oh,
I
yeah.
noticed.
Oh, so
right, with the
beautiful.
drone
So
cameras.
beautiful,
And
Our,
it was
our
awesome.
friends at Ocean
Beautiful.
Paddler TV.
Yeah,
really-
there you go. Yeah,
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 right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so like keeping that totally separate, and then I think there's a lot of room for growth in distance season or preseason where you have keep it a lot more open to.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Yeah, it's
No.
well, the
Sure. Yeah.
Pailolo race
Where'd you want?
didn't happen. That's unlimited, right? It
can
sounds
be
like
whatever.
It sounds like any
They have
any
classes. They have
association.
classes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
divisions.
any association that's outside Okra, right? But besides,
even Okra has an unlimited division.
oh, okay, all right,
For most of for all of their races except for Molokai Hoi.
But I think
Yeah.
that a lot of times the clubs take it upon themselves to just say that we're gonna put our best crews in the
And I think historically speaking, like everyone's top crew will race heavy.
Always.
Right.
Because
yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah,
And it's because Molokai Hoi is a heavy boat.
because you're training
so you're
for
training
that, right?
all year
Yeah.
to do Molokai,
Right.
which is the most
Yeah, yeah.
prestigious race there is.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everyone's top crew will
Yeah.
go heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're practicing for that. They already know what it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
To kind of
Wait. Not. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. But my question. So my next question about that is, speaking about Molokai, is if you were to allow an unlimited class in that race, do you think it would change the face of that race over the span of, like, let's say in 3 years? Do you think it would just all of a sudden be unlimited?
they tried it. They did it with the Nauahine.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was
juniors that
Yeah.
do the
they had I want to say like 5 boats.
yeah, and they
Five
let them.
unlimited.
They made them go like what
An
half an
hour
hour after. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know how.
So maybe not then.
maybe not.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
this actually brings up a good point.
But,
So
well, actually, hold on. Before we move on,
yeah,
the reason why I think, as far as Navahine goes,
yeah,
the top women's crew in arguably the world,
Okay.
Team Bradley, who will always race heavy until Bradley comes out with an unlimited.
mm-hmm.
And every other competitive crew, I mean, I could say this when I was coaching the Outrigger women,
Yeah.
we were probably the next best competitive team, and we would always just copy. We want to race Bradley, so
Yeah.
I don't until either
Standard.
Bradley falls
Right.
from their,
Yeah.
where they're at, which
Or
I
maybe-
mean, they're
or maybe until Shell comes and they do the Molokai Hoi in a
Matahina.
Tahina.
Or
Yeah.
Matahina, yeah.
Yeah.
That would probably change a lot of things.
well.
right?
I bet. I mean, my bet is that Molokai Hoi will never allow unlimiteds.
Yeah.
I
I
could
would.
see
I
that.
would definitely.
Well, I mean,
take
look
that
at their
yeah.
their mission statement. Is the same as Okra's.
But okay, so to I don't want to use the word challenge that statement, but wasn't the first crossing in koa canoes?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, then it turned into fiberglass,
Yep.
right? And then it turned into
Yeah,
carbon
but
fiber.
everyone, I guess the thing is, traditional Hawaiian spec is there are
shape
specifications.
off specifications. Okay, okay,
And their
okay. I
their
stand
mission
corrected. Yeah.
statement,
Okay.
you
So
know,
it still
is
fits in
based
that.
around
Yeah.
that spec.
Yeah.
Okay. But so I think this here brings another point. So I don't know what happened that year when they let the 5 teams for Nauahine, when they let them go hour afterwards. Did any of them catch?
Yeah,
They
Denise
did.
Darbo Chang and her, I want to say at the time they were like Masters 60.
Yeah. Okay.
Really.
Was like, I want to say they might have been 3rd or 4th overall.
Okay.
I mean, someone correct me out there.
Okay.
It was close to the top
And that was
10.
an hour leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And then, so, you know how you said that, and maybe this is just your preference, right? You'd rather steer like a Mirage or a Lightning versus an Unlimited. Was it
In downwind.
downwind? Yeah. Was it a windy, when the ladies did it that year, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't crazy.
okay,
It was
okay.
normal trades.
Okay. So I wonder, right? Like,
But I mean, for women in general, women paddling, I think, obviously a lighter boat is
yeah.
Yeah.
Convenience.
Yeah.
Maintain whole
Keiki,
speed easier.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, what?
Slippery,
No, I mean-
slippery slopes.
Yeah,
guys.
slippery
It
slopes.
is. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's healthy to talk about it.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
'cause-
100%.
And we're
air
so
it out a little bit.
You know, I like, of course, like to try to stay rooted, right? And you know, that's home, and I respect it, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, it's been so
I totally
long.
agree with it. Totally.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I want to say.
But I would love to see a race with the top teams
Yeah.
in unlimited canoes
Yeah.
cross the channel.
Right, and I think
That's what
I would
Omaha
just
was
like to
for.
see it. Yeah.
Right, and,
right.
and but like I said, it was before.
But again, that was before all what
I know.
we have now.
That's why
right?
I think
Right.
that's the solution. They
Right.
gotta bring back, and they gotta throw the $50,000. Just
prize
go all
money
out,
in, yeah.
right?
Are you volunteering for that?
No,
That
no.
Sports basement, $50,000 prize.
So the flip side to it, I was thinking, you know, we when we were practicing this podcast, you know, thing, we were talking to some uncles,
Yeah.
and they've been paddling since like, what year do you think? 1962,
60s, early 60s.
something like that.
Yeah.
And and what was funny, we kind of had similar questions, and they're like, whatever the fast canoe is, I'm in that one, you know.
Yeah.
But I was thinking it would be kind of fun here in California to celebrate tradition.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
Have a race.
there's still plenty canoe clubs that have spec canoes kind of collecting dust on the beach.
Yeah, they don't even use them anymore.
I think it would be pretty cool to just have one, maybe two events here in California, Southern California, either like a sprint regatta or just something that's going to celebrate, you know, just bring back some tradition, you know, just bring back that feeling that.
I love regatta season.
Right, yeah.
Love
That's
See,
what we all grew up with
lost-
that.
We lost.
Yeah.
Score is the regatta season is the time when people don't participate because they don't want to get hurt or they don't want to train for it or, you know, whatever it might be. It's like,
and we talk
it's
about
only 3 races in the season. That's it. In the middle, right?
Yeah.
So we go iron season.
Yeah.
You know, 10 to 12, 15 miles, whatever, depending on the, you know, wherever we're at. Then we do 3 sprints, and then we do 9-man. So 3 9-man races, which are like 20-plus mile races.
Yeah.
But no one wants to do sprints. Nobody.
How come? I mean, I don't. In Hawaii, we like the sprints.
Yeah.
Mainly for the kids.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how the kids into the sport.
You know, it's.
But I think that's why we have such a tough time with the demographics of the age groups and what we do in California, because there are clubs that promote keiki paddling, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 that are really strong in it.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just kind of like,
shout out Lanakila over here.
Lanakila. Lanakila is one for sure. But you know, it's one of those things where it's like none of the other clubs, either they don't buy in or they don't have that family component to them where they're bringing the wife and the kids to the beach to paddle.
It's not generational.
It's different.
Like it is
it's a different
in
thing.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, you know, we talk about like, hey, like in order for us to carry and perpetuate the sport, it's got to go through the keiki. And
for sure.
And I mean, not just paddling, you know, language, everything, right? But you know, I think it can get. I think perpetuation can get confused with like gotta be the best, right? Like paddling, you know, like we're gonna perpetuate the sport by putting together the fastest team. That's not always necessarily true.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that kind of became the identity with junior programs kind of coming up. And I think there's a place for, you know, the recreational and for me, it's just like a time and a place kind of conversation where it's like,
well, we have
an
too
event.
much other stuff going on, right? We have
I know.
Soccer and softball and baseball and football and
I know. I think I'm talking about in a perfect world.
And, in a vacuum, right?
In a vacuum.
Tahiti's in a vacuum.
Yeah.
So you see that perpetual motion of generations of families building top paddlers.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it. You know, it happens.
But I think
they got nothing else.
I think if you just did like one here and called it not even like a race, called it a festival, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sound generic, the Hawaiian festival, you know, where it's like do them at the beach and there's live music and just a atmosphere. And I mean, it seems like back home, it's still, you know, it's generational, right? Like, you know, we're talking about like what we love about sprint regattas, like, because that's where we started, right? Like, sprint regatta, it's nostalgic, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like the kids, they practice. Yeah. They'll practice all week and then they get to race against other kids.
We used to play football in between races, right? You remember that?
Yeah, you go down to the beach and you hang out all day.
Hang out all day. Yeah. Where it's, I mean, when I first moved to California and paddling was huge, like Scora, especially we'd San Francisco, we'd come down to like the Santa Barbara race and it was like, a
lot of clubs.
And back then there's plenty kids like Kel, Will, they're all kids back then too, you know, and it's kind of different now, but I don't know, that's kind of my hypothesis on kind of hitting the jump start to, you know, bringing up the kids and just have like a, you know, an event just that celebrates tradition and you know,
it's always crazy seeing like the the amount of people who participate in regatta, because like that's
Yeah.
where
Yes.
that's where you get like the most participation. You see 3,000 people on a beach,
Right.
I know.
all day
It's
long,
incredible,
right?
yeah.
And it's because not everyone can do distance. You have
Yeah.
Right.
you have people
Yeah.
who are like 10 years old, all
Yeah.
the way to
10 years
90 years old,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
That's
Like,
where you build like that club pride.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Camaraderie. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone. It's gone here. It's not.
It's not gone, but it's so like
well,
it's so
well, the season's
results
gone
oriented. Oh, okay.
It's very
because
goal-oriented.
because otherwise it'd just be
Goal-oriented, yeah.
Lana, Keela, and Dana running Keiki. That's it.
Okay.
Or Kealaka'i.
Well,
maybe.
and I think that's you do something like this that opens the door. you know?
Well, the door was already there, and I just feel like time constraints with families and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you look at Hawaii, and Hawaii's got the family comes down for the whole day. They barbecue.
Yeah.
The whole family's down
Yeah.
there, whether they're paddling or not. Everyone's there to support.
Yeah.
You know, everyone here's just too busy doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's just there's no Saturday or Sunday where someone can
I
put
know,
the
it's
whole
gotta
day
be
aside to
efficient.
go do that. you
see,
know?
and I grew up doing regatta, so
I know, yeah.
I don't know what else to do on
You grew up,
Sunday.
Right.
yeah,
right.
rigging the canoe.
Yeah,
it was
right.
intimate, right?
Yeah.
Everyone gathers, rig the canoe.
Yeah,
Was it Laulima?
yeah, exactly.
I would bet that
Many hands.
there
Many
is
hands, yeah.
there is not a lot of people left that know how to traditionally hand tie canoe here in California.
In Hawaii, there are
No. I know that. I know
Yeah.
that.
No,
I know. I know
no.
that. I'm just saying here,
Yeah.
like once
yeah.
once the Spec and Bradley classes were gone,
Yeah.
that's it. It's like, and then we've been 10 years almost without it. Not 10 years, but we've been 5 years without it. In the next 10 years, no one will know how to tie
It's a rare
canoe.
skill.
Yeah.
No one will.
But that's not something that only you guys are struggling with. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
there are. I want to say the vast majority of
Yeah,
paddlers in
yeah.
Hawaii don't
And
know
that's
how
that
to
struggle.
tradition.
Like, do we want to paddle like faster canoes or
Right.
stick with tradition? Because if we want to paddle faster canoes,
Yeah.
we're gonna lose that traditional part. Of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, like
Well,
it just has to happen.
And then this is where I'm gonna like add to the is it a conundrum or a paradigm? I'm kind of confusing my words, but
It could be a little bit of both.
right?
Could
Yeah,
be.
why not?
Could
Why
be a
not?
little
Let's
bit
we
of
can do
both.
whatever we like, but
Yep.
the whole V1 movement, right? In a sense, you could say that's traditional, but now everyone's on it now because
Yeah, but it's not like Hawaii's tradition.
yeah,
Right,
I know.
right.
But I just think that's so fascinating, and I think the snap-in concept has almost everything to do with it now.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Right, like everyone like doing.
We just got to get all the canoe builders to make unlimiteds that you have to rope rig.
Or
Ooh,
something,
I like
right?
it. Yeah,
Put a little tradition into it.
yeah.
I was when I first got to Matahina here in 2017 or 16 or 17. I think it was 17 because Paddling Connection raced it in 17. We took it out to the river, out to another dam race in Parker.
Yeah.
And Uncle Kimokeo was out there, and he's old school kapuna. This guy. And so I asked him. I go, hey, Uncle, what do you think about this? And he said simply this. He goes, if King Kamehameha was alive today, if this canoe existed in another village or wherever, he would marry off one of his sisters or his daughters or whatever in order to have this canoe, because in his lifetime having the fastest canoes made won him wars, right? So like that was his explanation. I'm just sitting there going, I guess, but what about everything else? Like, it was just so simplistic the way he said it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was a trip.
I think bottom line, I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of it, right?
Nah, I agree.
It's
It's fun to talk
paddling,
about it.
It's
It's
just fun to talk about. It's
Yeah.
like who's the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? It's like, why are you even gonna talk about that? It's
Yeah.
not. You cannot make that argument. But
Yep.
all right, we're gonna switch gears because two things hit me. Another name was Simeon.
Simbug.
He's an OG.
He is an
He was
OG.
outrigger back in the day. I remember.
Kealaka'i went to
And-
Marinol with him.
And I just noticed your hat.
And he
And you like to
and
foil?
and he gave me this hat.
He did? Okay.
I don't foil.
Okay.
I do one man.
Ah,
But no,
Yeah.
So me and
It's okay. Simbug does it one man.
Simboog doesn't one man.
And Boogie doesn't know how to one man anymore.
Hey, you know what? He's
Someone show this.
Speaking of OG Outrigger, that guy is to me, he's like one of the OG commentators.
Oh, dude, that guy can talk
oh my God.
so well.
Who's this? Who?
Yeah, Simeon
K.
Paloma.
Paloma.
I've
Yeah.
known Simeon since we were
yeah.
little kids. Our dads have been best friends since they were like in kindergarten.
Okay.
So like I grew up with Simeon, and then we went to Marino together.
Okay.
And he's actually one of the reasons why I started palling. Was
Cool.
like he was in
Okay.
high school palling. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I can.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than him. And I was like, I could do that. If you're doing, I'm like, I can.
I think he's my age actually. I
Yeah.
think he's like 35. Maybe.
I think,
Or maybe he's a little younger. Little younger.
Little younger. He's
Okay.
like
It's probably-
33.
He's probably Kid Cole's age. Kid
He's
Cole
like
Cowell's age.
Bobby Pratt.
Okay, yeah,
They
same
were all
that age.
Yeah, yeah.
Will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like that age. But
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I was like trying to think. I was like, there's someone else I know who's like
Yes.
Outrigger back in that day.
Yeah.
The saddest part is that if he got back into paddling, he'd probably be like,
Oh, he'd kill it.
fast as shit.
Yeah, he'd kill it.
You know,
Yeah.
he's
It's
such
sad.
Yeah, he's a
It's
natural.
so
He's
sad.
like one of those rare guys that like, when we were in high school, he's like, oh, I'm gonna start one man paddling, and we're
Yeah.
like, bro, like, there's volleyball, basketball,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all these other like
Okay.
sports that you could do.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to do paddling? He's like, yeah, I want to do paddling.
Yeah.
And he got into paddling because his dad was like really into paddling, so he got into it. And I think he crossed his first channel when he was like 17 or 18, and he finished like 30th.
Yeah.
And then he came back
Jeez.
again when he was like 19, and he
And it was
finished
like-
fifth. And
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah,
like, and
he's
he was like
good.
the first Kamano Composites team rider.
Yep. Yep.
The first Puyo rider.
What I loved about him,
Sounds like Corell Jr.
what I loved about him was just
That guy is.
Curl's
Anyways, go
a
ahead.
little untouchable when it comes
Yeah,
to solo
he's-
wins.
Yeah, he-
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? Like,
No, but what I'm talking about is the whole idea of putting your mind to something. Corell Jr. is a fucking wild guy,
He's a
but
phenomenon.
Oh, man.
yeah, he's a phenomenon.
bro.
yeah.
When you watch that
To
guy
me-
paddle, his technique looks like dog shit. But he is so fast.
can I
Yeah.
get a clip of
Yes, I can say it. I'll say it. I'll say it to his face. It's fine. But like when you watch a paddle, like it's like the weirdest thing. And man, I think
funny, yeah.
I think it's fun for me. He's like one of my favorite paddlers because he's so fun to watch.
He is super
He's so
fun to
unorthodox.
Yeah.
He's unorthodox.
Yeah.
Very unorthodox.
The
The fucking guy gets beat up at a bar and then wins the fucking channel. Right? That's so crazy as shit.
The guy is like
He-
so incredibly skilled.
He is.
He really understands how to move a canoe.
He does.
He really
Yeah.
does.
He does.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
But watch him compared to how other paddlers paddle. His style makes no sense. He just knows
Yeah.
how to do it.
He
And
knows
it
how to do it.
fucking works
Yes,
for him.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows what works for him.
Yes.
and-
Yeah.
How many solos has he won?
But bruh, Kai Bartlett, he
many.
has that hunch
many.
down, compact,
many.
and the guy's faster than shit.
Same guy, same kind of thing, right?
I know. It's
Yeah.
unorthodox of what we see today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing we're talking about. This.
I love that, by the way. I love that oddball kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
But it
talks
break the
about
status
this.
quo.
This is what's fast.
But-
Yeah.
But
but
then
it-
here you got this guy that's like,
Yeah,
But I
whatever.
think it's funny because what we think of what is fast nowadays, like
Yes.
that's
Such a good. Yeah,
like
I think I know what you're
Crow was
saying.
winning channels at 16, like
Right.
like
Yeah.
and back in the day, like that's how they paddled,
Right.
Like that was their
Well, and-
fast
but
technique.
even in the gap of time when he was still winning channels against everybody that was learning different styles, it was
Yeah.
still relevant. He was still there.
I think
Well-
too, if you look at like coastal races in on Oahu, Corell might not be winning races, but
He's there.
at 40,
okay, no bullshit. He's still fucking winning races.
at 44 years old, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
his mentality towards the sport is not as professional as the younger guys are.
No.
But like, it's like the nicest way I can say that.
Yeah.
But like, he's also like, he just really understands. He understands, you know. And it's like, it's all about like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It's, can you make a boat move?
100%.
Yeah.
I just
And
like
we were talking about that the other day with Jack Seymour.
right.
Yeah.
You know, we had like this team meeting after we did like this practice, and then like Rylan took a bunch of film, and then like Rylan went and talked about a technique, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
And it's like And like Rylan went and talked for like 10 minutes about technique, and then Jack went and talked like right after. He's like, "What about we just make the boat feel good?"
Exactly.
And I was just like,
The bottom line, right?
and
yeah.
like that's like that kind of like that's what you kind of need to do.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
with Crow
Yeah.
and like Kai, they just like
Dude, they're
Fuck,
so
who the fuck what you
unorthodox.
look like. It's
It
just-
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But but you see them in videos, you're like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
and they're both
how do you
moving.
maintain that for 40
And
miles?
it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Right.
You-
How do you
you look at-
maintain that for 40 miles?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, no, he
it's
just-
just all feel and movement and it's so fluid.
He was, so speaking of phenomenon,
Random.
right? Like phenom.
Yeah.
I think is a proper word, but during that time, it was very similar to what we were just talking about with the unlimited canoe. It was like, man, they were chopping up canoes all the time, right? Like it was the mantra, and then the Zephyr and the
Zephyr,
Fusion, and
The
you know
Fusion, the
the
Fuse,
Stingray.
and
Remember,
the
it was the
Stingray,
Stingray
yeah.
first, right?
The Stingray, yeah.
And
Wait, no, Stingray is the 2-man.
The Stingray
No,
was
Stingray is
there was
the
a
one-man.
one-man Stingray.
yeah, it was mantra.
Yes.
and
Sorry,
the
I'm
Stingray came out with.
I'm a little young, guys.
Came
Yeah,
out with
you are.
there was
And the
chines.
Fusion-
It
and the
had
Fusion
chines.
The Fusion was the big
The
one.
big one. The
Wait,
Zephyr was.
George,
And he
George,
won the
I still
most.
have a Fusion.
Yeah.
I have one still.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, everyone wanted his
Kai,
canoe,
Kai
right?
had the
'Cause-
Polaris. That was a huge
Yeah.
volume canoe,
Yeah.
surfing
Yeah.
canoe.
And
Right?
look at Kai and Carell kind of have a similar
Right.
foundation, right?
Right.
Where they started.
Right.
Didn't Kai work?
Kai started
With Carell Senior, right?
Yep. Yep.
And
You know who else learned how to do composites there?
John.
Michael.
Mark Tahuritawa.
And Johnny.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. We learned
And
that.
Johnny
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Dude, they all
Yeah.
kind of started.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
right?
it's
They all
so
started-
interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost like, you know, when you hear, like, I don't know if you guys like NFL football.
No.
Okay. Okay, like they talk about like coaching trees, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the greatest coaches,
Right.
and like what coaches came from their tree, right? And it sounds like Carell Senior has got this like wicked canoe design tree, right?
That guy's low key a freaking genius.
Yeah.
Genius, man.
Genius.
And
Yeah.
so I think
I wonder how much he sold his mold to Brazil for. Because they're
that's right.
Yeah.
They have the
Mirage.
The Mirage.
They have it.
That's right. Yeah.
They have the M1, the M2.
Okay.
And they make them in 3 pieces.
Oh, and he sold it to Canada too.
Sell the M2? I probably not, yeah.
The M2?
No one's buying the M2, right?
Bro, I got an M2 on my beach right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good boat.
It's
Kinda
fucking
like a
awesome.
Montahino.
Dude, the M2 straight
It's
downwind.
awesome.
Yeah.
Straight downwind. Any kind of quarter, it's in.
Yeah.
But straight downwind, that
Yeah.
thing is fast as shit.
Well, you know this from steering it because it pivots on like between 4 and 5. So when it's in the swell downhill, you can move it around. You can connect bumps. It's like
Yeah.
almost like a one man. It's ridiculous.
Only
in
straight
flat,
downwind.
Yeah, in flat,
Okay.
the buggy's
Yeah.
a fucking tank.
I
Yeah.
can't talk. I don't know the steer.
Yeah. But yeah, you got to put weight. You put weight in 4 and 5 because that's where it wants it. The way it's real like bulbous on the hull, and it's a little different design, but they're fun canoes in water. In moving water, they're fun. Flat water,
So much.
debatable.
You guys, this is so much fun.
Yeah,
Just talking
It's
about
good, why not?
like just spitting, you know, just
Hey,
like, oh, this
and,
canoe.
hey, and no disrespect to Carell Jr. I didn't mean to disrespect what he was doing. My point is that there is a method to guys. I mean, guys who know how to move canoes can move them however they want.
Yeah.
We're like everyone's got to look like this, so our shell is doing this, so we got
Yeah.
to do that.
Well, it was
and the
kinda-
hoopty
we're very-
stroke and
Yeah.
this and that,
Definitely
whatever. It's like
very caught up in
fucking
that world.
cancel
Yeah.
that bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
like the IVF World Champions, the long distance ones in Samoa, right? Fucking Chile.
Oh,
Who the fuck is training those
Great
guys?
point,
And they just
yeah.
show up out of nowhere
Yeah,
and win
yeah,
races. Like,
yeah.
it's crazy.
yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Like, I was watching, I was on the phone with Joe, and I go, who the fuck is training these guys down there? You know, but they just paddle together, all 6 guys. They don't look the same as anybody else, but they're all paddling together. And man, they won. They just performed.
Yeah, they were
It was
the
wild.
big
I love
surprise
it.
of the
I love it. So cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, everyone's like talking about the feeling. you
Yeah.
know, it's the feeling. It's like,
Jim Terrell told me once, he goes, you know, when I first started outrigger canoe paddling, you know, there was no T handles, and, you know, everyone's going with a really long stroke. And then, you know, I'm paddling with Imua, and, you know, we start going to a different kind of stroke where it's really fast and really intense. and then all of a sudden the Tahitians are in this stroke that's really long stroke. It's like just this cycle of the same thing over and over and over again, but little fine-tuned tweaks,
Yeah, I feel like the base is always
Yep,
the
one or the
same,
other.
and-
Yeah, I think reality is that if you get 6 guys to move the same, doesn't matter what they're doing, they're going to be fast.
100%.
100%, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
It's just getting 6 guys to move together the same.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so
It's just so easy to say.
It is easy to say.
Yeah.
okay, so your guys' team, right? I think you guys mentioned, you got a young kid, Jesse, who's 18.
Jesse boy.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just graduated
So
from
he's-
high school.
okay.
He's awesome. He's the best.
Yeah.
How's
What high school?
Mid-pack.
Mid-pack.
Mid-pack?
Oh.
The
It's a
Owls.
great
Owls?
school.
Ow-
It's a
Owl.
great
Owls, right?
school.
Yeah,
Gray
yeah.
Owls.
I gotta say it's a great school because both of my kids go there. So
Oh, okay.
How come I never meet good paddlers out of Farrington High School? What's the deal there?
Yikes. calling them out.
no, but
yeah.
you ain't count.
I'm in Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Mid-pack, there's like, what Pac 5, it's like a bunch of schools, right?
Pac 5 is like
Also, Midpack has like Matt Crowley, who's like been
Oh,
the Lanikai
yeah.
stroker for.
Matt Crowley. Yeah, okay, I remember that name.
He's been like that Lanikai first group.
He used to paddle with Corel too, right?
He
Didn't
still
they
does.
used to
They
relay?
still do.
He
They
still
still-
does.
They still do
Okay.
the relay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean he's.
Remember, and he was like still kind of holding on to the torrent. I remember seeing that guy's
Yes.
name with the torrent. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, how's this guy, right? He's still
Yeah.
just hanging on to the torrent,
Oh yeah, man. He was the. I think he was the only. I love you, Curl. He was the only torrent team rider
Yeah.
that stuck with him.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy to think that how much has happened in the sport, like even just in Hawaii alone, right? In the last since 2007,
Right,
right?
it's
So they're
crazy.
crazy.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
Oh, it's going to continue to change.
yeah, yeah.
There's so much outside influences going on, and what's going like even Catalina. Like you look at what's happened in Catalina in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
We get Tahiti teams every year now. They're we have
Yeah.
this whole mix up of now we're all in limiteds, and now you got these Matahinas, and there's all these other things going on where it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to it's fun for me to watch because I'm not racing in it, but from a standpoint of watching it happen, it's really really cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I just like Kala was pretty big on it this morning. He goes, I'm just hoping for the day that we have a Hawaii team that can really compete on that level. But again, just like everything else, it's hard to have a team anywhere in the United States that can compete like that when you got so many other options that pay for college and give you opportunities.
Yeah, their lifestyle is just way.
It's totally different. It's a vacuum.
Yeah.
They're in a vacuum.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bubble.
And when you get a company like
Yeah.
Shell that hires these guys to work for them while they're paddling or whatever else, it's like, how are they not the best, right?
Yeah.
What is sports management?
Oh, yeah. Funny
here we
to
go.
ask.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
No,
No.
I mean, like,
It's good.
throw it off.
It's a nice segue.
Perfect, yeah.
I gotta go to the
I like
loo.
that. I
I'll be
was
right
like-
back.
And are they sponsoring Olamau 2024?
They are.
Ooh, I don't know.
Should we like make a petition for Olamau?
I don't know about Olamau, but we're definitely sponsoring. We're one of the sponsors for Catalina. So
Oh, sick.
I work at Sportspace. I'm on their marketing team. So we started up in San Francisco. We're a small business. We're a sporting good outdoor retailer, but we also like to say we're a community hub.
Hey,
So
So
real quick, do you guys sell Endurolights? I kind of need.
yep.
yes.
Yeah,
need
we
some
sell
for Sunday.
we sell all the Hammer products. So
You know what's funny? Like, so I don't know you personally, but
Yeah.
I know your name.
Okay.
Because you know Corey Nakamura.
yes.
Yeah. So like
Yep.
Corey's like, I know Corey because like.
Great battles. That's another outrigger.
Yeah. So
paddler,
like
actually.
so,
yeah.
like,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
So like, I know your name because
Yeah.
I used to be like, hey, like, how's Koanu? And he's like, oh, I just paddled with this guy, and he like could always say your name, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't know who this guy is. And he's like, oh,
It's
he's from
funny.
Cali somewhere. And then so like when George talked to me about doing this podcast, I was like, and he said your name, I was like, I know that name, but I don't know where it's from. But then I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, that's from Corey.
Yeah.
There's all those battles, and it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Across the channel, I think, if I can
You guys
recall.
battle against each other in channel too.
Believe so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hope you cake this.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
that because Corey's like been like a long time,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No,
I
he's
said
a
it
nice
jokingly,
guy. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
kick his ass, man. It's all good.
Right on. Oh, and that's what's great about paddling is
Yeah.
plenty of people do it, but there's a connection. There's
yeah.
a weave over
Yeah.
somewhere. You know.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. And that's why, like, you know, Justin and I were stoked that we can, you know, we have this platform. You know, because I always felt that paddling, there's a good story, like, and
Totally.
and you know, as someone who, you know, who's wanted to perpetuate the sport for as long as I can remember, I used to think that perpetuating the sport was trying to be, you know, I gotta be the top guy. I gotta get competitive. I gotta get fast. We gotta go. And I kind of hit a point where it's like, you know what? It's not. I don't think it's about
like
that.
One of the top. You are like one of the top guys, especially like in California, though. You gotta give yourself some more credit. man.
Nah,
I agree
but
100%.
it's not. It's not about that. It's.
I think there's so many layers to what perpetuation is.
Totally, yeah.
Well,
And-
perpetuation means being the best. So I'm not.
I'm gonna Google define
I'm not gonna
that.
perpetuate
Yeah.
this sport, but I'm gonna say it, man. Like,
But it's just
awesome, man.
it's
yeah, it's cool.
I would say that I have the same kind of respect for Joe as I do for Carell Jr.
Yeah, that's something.
you don't even know
Right.
Carell Jr.
I don't. I'm not talking about. We're talking about paddling. We're talking about paddling. My point is that you.
Joe, are you just as fast as Crow Jr.?
No, man. No, that's funny. That's funny.
let's put this out in the universe.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Let's just throw this
Hold
out.
on.
Is that gonna be our heading?
Hold on.
I know.
This guy,
bro.
As like someone
Okay,
that's
Jesus
like
Christ.
paddled a few seasons with Crow and is a really good friend with him, like I will say, I will support Joe.
No. Joe has a little bit unorthodox style in how he paddles, but it's efficient and it's fast, and I like that. I like the differential. I like that it's not the cookie cutter. Like
He's
this is
only
how you're
getting
supposed to
older.
look as
He's
a
only
paddler.
getting older.
Yeah.
You got him.
Right.
That's a really, really nice way of saying I got a terrible stroke.
No, you have a really nice
I got
stroke.
like this, like,
No.
I don't know.
But you have this really smooth motion to you that you don't see in canoes very often because everyone's very, you know, pie shape, you know, kind of like leverage and all that stuff. And you got a really nice smooth way of return and putting the paddle in the water. It's different. I like it.
Anyway,
Obviously,
but-
Danny likes it.
So if we can get like your DraftKings or something.
Oh, the best
to,
boat
like,
on the planet.
to like make some betting lines for the next Molokai solo.
Oh, okay.
What's gonna be the over under?
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean,
Bro.
it's so hard. Tell me if you agree with this, but I feel like I have nothing to prove this, but I feel like the channel chooses.
100%.
Interesting.
100%.
That's
Right.
Don't cop out on that.
No, it's
Just go out and get it, man. You can do it.
yeah.
You got it, bro.
No,
Let's see.
no. I think especially in the last 10 years, right? And you look at, and we had the Thanos blip, fucking, you know, whatever it was, 4 or 5 years that we didn't have a solo, right? And you look at what happened this past year. That was insane. Like I was telling Kala this morning, I was like, that
It
was
so crazy.
I mean, just speaking of telling the story, like that was just an insane
Crossing.
outcome, you know, just what happened.
It's crazy watching everyone's line. I mean, I was on the media boat for that. Watching everyone's line and how it paid off at the beginning, and then how it totally screwed people at the end. Like,
Do you feel like people forgot, or was it significantly a North win?
No, I think. I mean,
or was it luck of the draw?
No, it was not luck.
I don't think it was. I think people.
We have a teammate.
I think it's just been. I just think people kind of. It's just been so long that, you know.
I don't know.
They had the race.
I think for the guys who went south,
yeah,
they were all in a pack. You saw Stevie jump out from the get-go. south.
Yeah.
Tristan on his heels south.
Yeah.
Kevin right there, kind
Yeah.
of a little more north, but still pretty south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Yeah.
Tuteri.
I think
And-
Stevie could have been close to a little bit better.
Their lines were off,
Yeah.
but they were in a pack, and when you're in a pack,
you're just
I
going.
mean, you don't see freaking Tuteri up
I know,
there.
Right,
yeah.
right.
You're just
You
like in
gotta
a pack,
kinda
and you're like,
engage
oh,
with
shit,
who
I'm
you're next
winning.
to. Yeah.
That
And-
was too Terry's channel.
Because
Yeah.
do you remember? So my last channel was 2018, and that was kind of sideways. And my escort boat coach, Kamuela, yeah,
No.
okay. He awesome coach. Micah knows him. Micah lived in his tool shed in Kalaheo on Kauai for like I don't know how many years, but I remember during the race, Kama was like, nope, stay high, stay north, stay high. And luckily, I was paddling in the bay, and it's all, I learned how to side
wishy-washy,
surf.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I love side surfing. Let's just do this. And then I just remember at a point where he's like, okay, you can turn down now. I was like, and then boom, it's just like, I just watched my
slingshot.
speed. Yeah,
You slingshot.
yeah. And but I remember it, just having to be disciplined for like what felt like
Do the hard work in the beginning.
yeah,
And I mean, I think that's like,
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of cool, like, to realize how important a freaking boat coach is
Yeah.
during a channel like that.
Who knows?
Who
You can
knows?
talk
Yeah.
to any individual paddler about their line and what they are thinking
Yeah.
at that time, and they're like, it's easy to go this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go this way and hopefully make up for something.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
But to have good boat coaches, I think, is like,
It's just crazy in that race. In the last 3 miles, it was like
oh my god, yeah.
everybody north just took off.
Yeah.
Who had that north line, and then Danny fucking.
That's what I mean. The channel chooses. I mean, that guy was. I mean, it ain't over
I
until
was-
it's
I
over.
fanboyed
But
so hard.
well,
bro.
the channel
Okay.
chose to Teddy.
Yeah.
China Walls.
China Walls
China Walls also chose.
And yeah, that's a way,
Yeah.
that's a very good way to
That
put
guy
it.
had a 200-yard lead.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
So would you say it? Because we're talking to Stevie Boy
had the same
and
fortune.
he was telling the story
Yeah.
with Rete, right?
Yeah.
Would you
Yep.
say
It's a Rete
almost
repeat.
exactly
It's
the
a
same,
Rete
right?
Same thing. Yeah.
See,
100%.
that's what it felt like, But that year was flat, right? So you catch a wave, you're like, oh, heaven sent, I'm
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Got this.
But
Um,
I mean, Tuteri shouldn't just have like risked it though. I think, but I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of these guys just,
Just
don't
didn't
know.
know.
Don't
Yeah.
know the
Yeah, but
wall.
at that time,
Yeah.
you don't have a coach boat next to you. There's no one telling you don't cut
Yeah.
so tight.
You know
I know Nate was
Hey.
just screaming at him, "Don't go in, don't go
You
in."
know what was funny was
You do have a boat.
so
yeah.
2016 was kind of a flat year and was same thing. There's a swell and my same coach, he was trying to get me to come out, right? Like the point is there. He's like, come on. And I just started to see like a wall, like the
Yeah,
size of your
start
surfboard.
stacking up, yeah.
I started to see it in my peripheral and he's like, come. And something told me, I was like, nah, I'm in Hawaii, bro.
I'm going.
Turn down, put my rudder down. But I had a feeling, I knew there's that keyhole.
Yep.
And so I caught it, but I worked her to the left.
Yeah, you got a hard left.
You got a hard left, and I did. I mean, I came there, and luckily it didn't. It was a good wave. It took me far, and I think the tide was high enough.
Oh, it was
But I remember
deep. It was deep.
and I
yeah.
remember him saying, "No, yeah, yes, yes, yeah." It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because they filmed it. And
Oh,
he's like,
okay.
come this way. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like, but yeah, oh man, that was so fun. That feeling after like 30 miles, you catching a wave, you're like, oh man, this is
But
great.
that's definitely the make it or break it area.
Yeah, and it's hard to reverse engineer it too, because like even if you paddle out, like leading up to, right? It's not the same. You gotta like kind of have the same tide.
Yeah.
The swell could be different, and it's just weird because you're coming from Hawaii Kai. To me it's a different orientation when you're coming from the channel, right?
Right.
So
It's something you definitely have to paddle like
Yeah.
every day.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, to really know, like, you can look at a tide chart and you can look at swell and you can be like, okay, this is how far off the wall I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like at that point, 'cause you'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Tuteri got taken out. I like immediately called like all of our team riders. And
Yeah.
I'm like, don't go on the wall, don't go
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Went up to Chris and I'm like, just you're winning, but just don't go inside.
Yeah. In fact, I think I remember hearing you yelling that during the
my
broadcast.
big
Yeah. Yeah. You're in. You got it. Just don't. Yeah. Just kind of.
just you're gonna win. Just don't go
yeah.
in.
Oh man. Oh well, yeah. I feel like it chooses. It's okay. So back to what you were saying. Like, what's the prediction for next year? I don't know. I mean, there's
a new Tahitian popping up every
Yeah.
day, so it's hard.
Yeah. What's your take? What's your hot take?
Who's that? To Tahiti? They don't gotta finish. They gotta work it out. I think that's the gotta be, man. He's gotta be up and coming, right? He's like, what, 19, 20?
No, that was
he's a little older. Yeah.
Oh, even better.
He's
I think he's gonna.
a well-known guy.
yeah.
Yep.
DraftKings bet on that guy.
DraftKings.
Imagine Danny at 41.
Oh man.
That's
the
a tough-
crazy
that's
part
a
is that
tough kind
it's
of bet
not.
against.
It's like not totally
It's
unthinkable.
not. That's right.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh,
That's right.
I just
Come on,
think
Danny, slow down, Danny.
I just think, like, following the story over the years, when he was, when we were just talking about Carell, right? When he was, speaking of DraftKings, when he was the king of the channel, Danny was he was there. Like, there's stories where Danny would be winning the race, right?
Oh yeah.
Like halfway, and then you see like Carell or
You
Kai.
guys pick up some surf and
Hunt
then
him
they
down,
just,
yeah.
They just kill him. Yeah.
And Danny was always he's a lead from the front kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
So that was really cool to see him win it. I mean, he's got nothing else to prove. He's already won it, but just
He had a pretty wild year considering
Oh my
what he
God,
did
yeah.
in the V1 series races, and then what happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he beat Steve in that one race.
Yep.
Yeah. And
We
then
were there.
DT2 and
Yeah.
he beat DT2.
I was speechless. We were totally fanboy.
No, yeah, well, like, you
Oh.
know, watching him beat Stevie, because we kind of knew it
Oh, yeah.
early on that
That was-
they were
yeah, that was
off
early in the
and
season,
they were,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
kind of out of shape.
Yeah.
And but the cool thing was Stevie was super gracious about it. He's like, bro, I'm very thankful and this and that. And then off record, Stevie's telling us, he goes, I'm really glad that Danny beat me because it's going to draw more Tahitians in to see, kind of pull them in.
Oh, that's cool.
So then the next race, the Ari guys brought in Hiti Tua because now Timi's part of Ari and they're manufacturing a Cobra and doing all that stuff. So Hiti Tua comes in, they fly his canoe in, the one he won Teaito in,
yeah.
right? They fly it in, he rigs it up, and the whole race, Danny's in front and Hiti Tua is drafting right behind the whole race. It's 14 miles flat water. We're just going circles in the harbor. And then freaking Danny at the last second gives Hiti Tua the inside line, comes on the outside, kind of looks over at the boat where we're like kind of talking about it, smiles, and then sprints him out in the
Basically
last
says
50
like,
yards.
watch this.
Yeah.
And he just
sprints him out and beats him. And I was like, holy shit.
we're both like, I was speechless.
Yeah, me too. I fanboyed
my
so
God.
hard. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah,
man.
that
And
was just to see that.
Stevie Boy came back after they had raced a couple races in Tahiti and they had been training.
Well, before you continue, tell them what do you guys see that footage of what Hiti Tua was wearing that day?
No.
Bro, he was wearing,
bro.
he was wearing a down
The
jacket.
down jacket.
I was
It
calling
was
it the
cold.
trash bag.
He was cold.
Like, looked like he was
Leather
wearing a trash
gloves
bag
and shit. I mean,
assassin mitts.
Yeah.
It looked like he was diving for lobster.
Yeah,
It was
like that
like
was
lobster
cold.
gloves.
So awesome.
However,
Yeah.
in the race, the third race, Hiti Tua came back. Stevie Boy came back. Danny was at in the
North Carolina Cup.
Yep.
For a stand up.
And couldn't make the race, but Stevie Boy smashed the fucking field. From the first 10 minutes,
Yeah.
he was gone. And then the rest of the guys that were all top guys from Tahiti, all were in this little pack running around behind, but about a mile back.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing. Pretty
Yep.
cool to see, but I would really wish I could have seen Danny race that race because he'd have been the only one to keep up the intensity with Steve, for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody else was going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And Danny, I think, feeds off that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Kala beat him in the river. Sorry, Danny.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
All right. So what is What are some after Catalina? What happens from there for you guys? What's
We go home.
POW season POW?
No, we have another race next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Henry,
Okay, yeah.
Henry next weekend, and
Yep.
then there's a Maui Strong race.
That's right, yeah.
October 8th.
Okay.
And then
So-
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, right on.
and then
And,
Dunsky.
and so it sounds like, you know, what was interesting, hanging out with you guys tonight, and it's been awesome. Like, thank you
you
guys
for
so
having
much for
me.
coming.
Ah, it's
Like,
so cool. Thank
what-
you guys. Yeah,
what's
I'm super stoked.
the impression that I'm getting, right, is you guys are having a lot of fun at Outrigger.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean
Um,
we have like this young group of
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I mean,
We're all super young.
I feel like
especially
I feel,
him,
yeah.
huh? Yeah.
I feel like there's kind of an old guard and a young new guard, and you guys have a nice NEC has the same kind of dynamic going on right now, which is for them it's a lot of fun. They're having a lot of fun.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, this year is just so. I mean, it's so different for me. I've spent the last 6 years at Oceania. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And love those guys for sure. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
they're the best.
Yeah, Mario's the man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they're good at putting teams together from all over the place.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, this is just something fresh, new.
Yeah.
Foot in the door and something.
Yeah. You know,
Younger crowd.
speaking of feet,
Yeah.
but you know, the biggest thing with me is I always go back to the joy of paddling. You know, so we were talking earlier about Sim.
Oh yeah.
That guy exudes it, right?
Yeah.
Just the
Simple.
joy
In
like,
everything
in
he does.
everything he does, right? And I'm definitely feeling that from you guys. Like
Oh, yeah.
you guys are.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch you guys
it's
race.
gonna be fun. Like no matter what, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as it's-
there's like no stress.
As long as nothing, the conditions aren't anything like 2021,
Oh, man.
I will be happy.
You had to
Yeah.
steer Oceania, right?
Yeah, and I had pneumonia.
Yeah.
You had
I was-
pneumonia?
Talk about
yeah.
that time.
Oh,
We're not
and then
gonna-
Micah had COVID.
Micah had COVID. I had pneumonia.
God.
The wind was 20
Yeah.
knots on your Alma.
Yeah, it was cold.
Steersman's worst
Yeah,
nightmare.
it was.
That race sucked.
I know, right? Well, I know there's some big swell moving, but I don't know what's going to translate to because there's not a lot of wind. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I would love to see some 20 knot, like straight
Yeah.
out your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight northwest,
Yeah.
hammering
That-
down the
that'd be
channel.
great.
Yeah, probably not going to happen.
Probably not, but
It's going to be
been
hot with big rollers, and that's it.
We
Yeah.
were telling Kala this morning, like, it's been a wacky weather year for us.
Yeah.
You know, for Southern California standards, anyway. You know.
Yeah, you get that
And-
hurricane and
Yeah, and
well, there's
been
a
rainy
hurricane
and-
swell coming, so we got
Yeah.
the wedge tomorrow is going to be 8 to 12 feet.
oh,
wedge.
nice.
sick.
So the
there'll
women
be
going
some-
out are going to have
We
some.
might not paddle or something.
Well, on Sunday it's going to be 5 to
Got some
7.
boogie boards and let's go.
Oh,
On
so you're
Sunday's
saying the
gonna be fun.
women are
It's-
going against it?
The women are going against it, but on Sunday it's going to be 5 to 7. And the reason why is because the swell's going to turn from the west.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys will probably get, if the wind will back up the swell, you're going to get some really nice runs downhill.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So-
I like
Yeah.
downhill.
Sick.
But
You have a
there's
good
not
steersman.
expected to be a lot of wind, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, and you know, I know we got to wrap up here soon, but one thing we didn't get to talk about, and we kind of brought him up a little earlier ago, is Ocean Paddler TV
Oh,
is in town for the race,
Oh yeah.
and
Our friend Hoi Pa.
Thanks, bro.
Kalai Miller. So we were doing
Thanks, Kalei.
the Broadcast Braddahs we were doing the
okay. So we'll go through the story.
yeah.
So
you tell the story.
Initially, what had happened was when they started the V1 race series, the guys that started it wanted to do like kind of a live broadcast because Tahiti's really good at doing that. So they wanted to do something live here to kind of like mimic through Facebook to put back in Tahiti to kind of get kind of a rolling kind of
Yeah.
interest in what's going on. Okay, so Ryan Cameron and Nico Odino and Kelly Thompson Schwartz say, well, we need to get somebody to kind of call this out or whatever else. So I don't know how my name even came up. They're like, oh, okay, let's get Justin to do it. He knows most of the guys on the water.
Are you the commentator?
Yeah.
I love it. Let's
Okay.
do this.
Okay, wait. So they asked me, hey, Justin, we'd like you to do this. You know most of the guys on the water.
Yeah.
There's, it's a field of like 60 guys, but you get any guys you don't know, you can kind of feel, do notes on and figure it out. It's no big deal. So I said, yeah, okay. Let's talk about it. No problem. So I called Joe I go, hey, you gonna race the series? You know, because they're asking me to call the race, and I would really love to call your name in the race because Joel, believe it or not, is really good on a V1, even though he doesn't want to admit it. He's really good on a V1. So he goes, nah, you know what? I'm not gonna race. He goes, how about I join you for the broadcast? I go, fucking great. It's like John Madden and Al Michaels. Like, let's fucking do it, right? Let's go.
Let's do it.
So
Nice.
we kind of get together on it, and we had no notes. We were just like, hey, let's figure it out. We're doing it on a phone, or initially on a phone on a
This phone, right?
Yeah, doing it on a phone on a fucking selfie stick, and then we start calling the race. So we do all 3 races. Do interviews with the guys. We have technical problems all the time.
Yeah.
No coverage because of where we're at or whatever, like all kinds of stuff. But we just make the best out of it, and we get this little kind of like grassroots kind of like, hey guys, that was great, you know, whatever, you know. We knew everybody's names. We're calling them out. We're kind of fanboy and kind of like, you know, harassing them on the water a little bit, and it was fun. You know,
That's
it was
the
good.
perfect mix.
Perfect. Yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah.
And so anyways, so Joe and I get this momentum, and then all of a sudden on the 3rd race, I shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to say it. The fucking Ari guys decide.
Hey, whoa. I thought we said we had this conversation. We aren't gonna go there.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
We aren't. We
aren't going to go there. So the guy who is in charge of Ari Outrigger World, who is only can copy what he sees as being successful, brings in these guys and brings in a bunch of equipment and does a broadcast on top of us, right? Which is fine. Like, I don't care. But it doesn't matter to me. Like, for me, it's promoting the sport. Like, I don't care.
Coverage is coverage.
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So, anyways, that happens. And so, you know, we just kind of, Joe and I just said, you know what? Let's kind of turn this, let's change the dial, because we don't have the money to buy drones and satellites and do all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. Let's set up mics and let's talk to people. We have enough relationships. We can fill, you know, YouTube with a bunch of videos and whatever. It'll be fun, right? You know, you can talk stories and it's great. So we start doing this. Anyways, this leads up to this race. We've done 6 podcasts. We've only put 3 out because I can't figure out editing software for my fucking life.
It's all right, man. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm working on it. But anyways, today I take Kala down to NAC, drop him off.
Oh, you saw Alex them down there.
No, what happened was I had gotten a phone call from Bruce at 8:30 this morning, but we were talking to Kala, so I had my phone on silent. So Bruce Schwartz had called me and said, hey, I need to talk to you. Call me back. So I'm down there. I drop Kala off. I see I missed Bruce's call. I call him, and he goes, did you listen to my voicemail? I go, no. He goes, you know, the ocean. So your name came up.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
So I'm like, you're so full of shit, Bruce. Stop fucking with me. I don't want to work. I don't want to tie off moorings. I don't want to do none of that shit. Because what he led with was, what are you doing tomorrow?
Right.
I go.
I need
I'm busy, bro. I'm fucking busy. I'm gonna enjoy cleaning my garage and watching the race on TV. And he goes, no, man, this is what's going on, this and that. So. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking
you that guy?
I'm gonna call the race with Kalani Miller, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I called Joe because I initially told Bruce, I go, hey,
that's cool, man.
I said, Bruce, you know, I really like if Joe and I could do it together, because you know we're the team, right? You know, we're the Broadcast Braddahs. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, but he's gonna be racing, right?
Well, no, Joe's
for the women's race.
This is a women's race, but Joe's going Sunday morning.
No.
So I called Joe, and Joe's like, are you asking my permission? And I go, well, if you tell me no, I'm not going to do it, because, you know, like, I just want to make sure we're clear on this. Like, I just want to do it with you, and that's it, you know. As weird as that sounds for me to say, that's the truth.
Right.
So he goes, no, man, this is a great opportunity. Let's, you know, you should go do it, and plug us if you can, blah, 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 all this stuff. And so, yeah, bro, we're doing fucking, we're calling this shit tomorrow. Yeah.
They have some legit equipment on that.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, I asked Kelly, I go, Kelly, can you send me the list of paddlers, or at least the canoe list, so I know what team's what? She says, yeah, no problem. I haven't got it yet. So tomorrow I'm just going to fucking freestyle the shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing the men's race too?
No, well, so they asked
Or
me
are you
to stay.
trial period?
Well, that's what's funny. What's funny is they asked me to stay Saturday night, and I was telling Bruce and Kelly, we're celebrating my mom's 70th birthday on Sunday.
That's right, bro.
Well, anyway, so I told Bruce, I go, if they decide they need me on Sunday with Kalai, so if they decide they need me, I just need to be off the boat at 2:00 somewhere. You drop me off at offshore or wherever, I'll Uber wherever
okay.
I gotta go, and I'll go.
Yeah.
And I said,
Oh, wow.
and he goes, okay, well, let's figure it out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if I call the women's race with them, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I never
pretty
met
cool.
this guy. You met this guy? Kalai Miller?
Kalai?
Oh yeah, I used to.
Oh, yeah.
He's cool?
I did the
Like-
whole sailing canoe series.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's cool?
The
He's a cool guy or what?
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
All right.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you know, like on the videos, I mean, no disrespect, brother. I'm just saying.
You just gotta make sure every time he's done talking, you go, "Hoi pa."
Okay. No, I think you're fucking me up, bro. Yeah, you're fucking. No, but it's like you watch him, like he's very confident in what he does and what he says, and it's like, okay, how do you fill that role, right?
No, they're all easy to talk to.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have a good time.
Ah, it's a trip, man. They're like, you come on and do this. How do you spell your last name? And I'm like, oh, okay, Songo, here's the spelling. Okay, we're gonna put it in this. I'm like, all right, man, whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, those.
Were you getting called back or what?
No, it's like 10.
I know.
Oh, time for bed.
We never know how to end these.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. No, we know.
Yeah.
We learned this early this morning. So
Oh, okay.
you guys tell us how we can find you on Instagram, social media, so we can follow you, and go ahead.
Well, I don't have a Facebook or Instagram.
I know. I tried looking at you this morning. I couldn't
that's
figure. I
okay.
couldn't find you.
I'm nothing.
Yeah, you're low key,
But
bro.
I don't think anyone wants to follow me.
But Kamea Composites, this
Yeah.
is the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So plug Kamanu real quick, and we'll close it out.
Yeah, come on, deposits. Yay.
Yay.
Everybody knows Kamea Composites.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you
Everybody
guys,
knows to find George.
awesome time.
Yeah.
It was-
Thank you guys so much.
You guys-
Yeah, mahalo.
Ah, it's
Really
so cool.
appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right on.
We'll definitely hang out after the race too.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, you're gone. You're gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
gone
that's
right
right.
after.
Yeah.
I'm on a mission to get him some beers after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loosen them up. You can take a later flight.
But yeah, appreciate
There's
it.
plenty of flights out.
Thank you guys.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Broadcast Braddahs. We out. We're done.
Pow.
Okay. Done.
Oh, let's go.
Bye bye.